The recording lasted only 17 seconds, but investigators believe those final seconds captured the exact moment a young woman realized she was about to disappear. At first, police heard nothing unusual, just a nervous voice speaking quietly into a phone. Then Vanessa Cole suddenly whispered, "I think someone is following me." A few seconds later, a strange metallic sound echoed loudly in the background. Then came a sharp gasp, and silence. That voice note would become the final thing Vanessa ever sent before vanishing without a trace. 9 days later, detectives uncovered something horrifying hidden inside an abandoned building miles away from the city. But the most disturbing part of this case wasn't how Vanessa disappeared. It was the evidence proving someone had secretly been watching her for weeks before she vanished. And according to investigators, her abductor made one terrifying mistake. He left a clue hidden inside that final recording. This is the disturbing disappearance of Vanessa Cole. Vanessa Cole was 24 years old, quiet, responsible, and known for being extremely careful. She lived alone in a small apartment outside the city and worked evening shifts at a local pharmacy. Friends described her as someone who followed the same routine every single day. Leave work, drive home, call her best friend before bed. Nothing ever changed, which is why the events of October 14th immediately terrified everyone who knew her. At exactly 9:47 p.m., security cameras captured Vanessa leaving work. She appeared calm, relaxed, completely unaware that someone may already have been watching her. 16 minutes later, Vanessa sent a voice note to her best friend Mia. The message would later become one of the most disturbing pieces of evidence investigators had ever analyzed. At first, Vanessa sounded uncertain but calm. Then she whispered, "Hey, I think someone's been following me since I left work." A few seconds passed. Then suddenly, a metallic scraping sound interrupted the recording. Vanessa gasped sharply. The audio cut out, and the message ended. Mia immediately tried calling her back. No answer. Again, nothing. 3 minutes later, Vanessa's phone went offline permanently. That was the last time anyone ever heard from her. The next morning, Vanessa failed to appear for work. At first, coworkers assumed she was sick, but after several unanswered calls, concern quickly turned into panic. Vanessa never ignored messages, never disappeared unexpectedly, and according to her family, she would never willingly vanish without warning. Police officially opened a missing person investigation later that afternoon. Initially, detectives suspected a voluntary disappearance. There were no signs of forced entry inside her apartment, no obvious evidence of violence, no known threats. But that theory collapsed only hours later. A highway patrol officer discovered Vanessa's car abandoned nearly 40 miles outside the city near an isolated industrial area. The scene immediately alarmed investigators. The driver's door was slightly open. Her keys remained inside the ignition. Her purse still sat untouched in the passenger seat. But Vanessa herself was gone. Then investigators noticed something chilling in the back seat. A single high-heeled shoe covered in mud. Beside it, tiny droplets of blood. The case instantly changed from a missing person investigation into a suspected abduction. As news spread online, thousands became obsessed with Vanessa's final voice note. Some users claimed they could hear another person breathing quietly in the background. Others believed the metallic sound resembled chains or a heavy basement door closing. But investigators were about to uncover something far more disturbing, because Vanessa had secretly been documenting her fears long before she vanished. During a second search of Vanessa's apartment, detectives discovered a small notebook hidden inside a kitchen drawer. Inside were handwritten entries dated weeks before her disappearance. The notes were short, but deeply unsettling. One entry read, "I saw the same man again tonight." Another said, "He keeps showing up everywhere." Then investigators discovered the final entry, a sentence that reportedly sent chills through the room. "If something happens to me, it's him." Detectives immediately reviewed surveillance footage from nearby streets and businesses. That's when they noticed something disturbing. The same dark-colored hoodie appeared repeatedly in multiple locations over several days. A man standing across the street, watching from parked cars. entering stores moments after Vanessa, always nearby, always observing. But the footage was too blurry to clearly identify him. Investigators then interviewed Vanessa's co-workers. Several mentioned the same name, Ethan Graves, a customer who frequently visited the pharmacy for no clear reason. Co-workers described him as quiet, awkward, and intensely focused on Vanessa. One employee remembered Ethan asking a disturbing question weeks earlier. What time does she usually leave work? Police immediately obtained Ethan's address. But when detectives arrived the following morning, Ethan was gone. And what investigators found inside his apartment horrified even experienced detectives. Inside Ethan's apartment, investigators discovered dozens of photographs taped across the walls. Every single one was of Vanessa. Some showed her leaving work. Others captured her grocery shopping, entering her apartment, even standing near her kitchen window at night. Many appeared to have been taken secretly from a distance. But one photograph terrified investigators most. It showed Vanessa walking toward her car, taken the exact night she disappeared. Police immediately traced Ethan's recent phone activity. The signals repeatedly pointed toward an abandoned apartment complex outside the city. SWAT teams moved in that same night. The building had been empty for years. Broken windows, collapsed hallways, no electricity, no residents. But deep inside the basement, officers discovered signs someone had recently been living there. Blankets, food containers, flashlights. And then, investigators found Vanessa's necklace lying on the concrete floor. The same necklace she wore every single day. Suddenly, one detective noticed deep scratches across a rusted metal door nearby. Fresh scratches, as if someone had desperately tried escaping from inside. Police forced the door open, and what they discovered shocked everyone. Inside a hidden room, they found Vanessa alive. Weak, terrified, barely conscious, but alive. According to investigators, Vanessa had been held inside the abandoned building for days while Ethan carefully avoided detection. And that final voice note? Police believe Vanessa intentionally sent it because she realized she was being followed moments before she was abducted. Ethan Graves was arrested 2 days later after a nationwide manhunt. Police later confirmed he had been stalking Vanessa for months before abducting her. But even after the case officially closed, one disturbing mystery still remained unanswered. During interrogation, Ethan repeatedly told investigators, "I wasn't the only one watching her." Detectives never discovered what he meant. No accomplice was officially identified, and some investigators still believe another person may have been involved. To this day, nobody knows whether Ethan was lying or whether someone else escaped unnoticed. And honestly, that may be the most terrifying part of this entire case.